Hello, my name is Michael Bradley with the New Planning Center, and in this video we're going to cover what makes a good CBCT. So this is a great example of a beautiful CBCT. You can see that the patient is out of occlusion. This is critical because if they're out of occlusion, we can see the cusps of all the teeth so that we can align the STL files with the CBCT. So if it's in occlusion, we are not able to do that very often, and it's much harder, and we're not able to get an accurate alignment. You can also see that there's not a lot of scatter. On some of these ones that I'll show you in just a moment, there's a lot of scatter coming off the teeth, which happens if the patient has a lot of implants or crowns or root canals. So let's go ahead and show you a few examples of what we don't want to see. This is a patient in occlusion, and you can see there's also a lot of scatter here. And along with that, you can see how much more difficult it is to find the cusps of the teeth. So whether I go on the labial surface or the lingual surface of the teeth, it's very difficult to find points in which to align the CBCT with the STL file. So usually when we get something like this, we're not able to get an accurate alignment, and we have to send it back to the doctor, and they need to take a new CBCT. So it takes a lot of time, it's a lot of effort from the patient and from all of us working on the case. So here's another example. This patient is out of occlusion, which is great. They're biting on the bite piece, but look how much scatter is going on. And I can show you, especially from the bottom, you can see all this crazy scatter, just kind of one big blob. That makes it very difficult to find the cusps of the teeth. I can maybe find one back here, but to get an accurate alignment so that the STL file and the CBCT file are merged perfectly, it's very challenging. So that something like this we'll probably need to send back for another CBCT as well. So make sure you're checking those before you send them, because if it's something like this, it's just not safe because we're not able to get an accurate alignment. And without that accurate alignment, the surgical guide will potentially not be going where we want it to go, and the implant will be misplaced. So here's another example of a lot of scatter. I wanted to give this one as well because this patient does not have their anterior maxillary teeth, which creates a different problem. So maybe they're biting on the bite piece, but they don't have teeth. So in the back, they're in occlusion. In the front, they are not. So we still need to watch out for maybe making adjustments depending on who is getting the scan to make sure that the scan is done properly so that we're able to align it the way that we need to. You can also see that there's a lot of scatter here. We weren't able to use this scan either. So it's just another example of something that we want to watch out for. Now, here's one more I wanted to address. This is something that happens probably more frequently than anything else, is the double take. So we got a row of teeth here and then a row of teeth here. Which one is correct? Which one's following the arch of the teeth? We're not entirely sure. So let's say we got the STL file here. We merged it with this one, but maybe there's something here, or this is the correct line. So we're not able to be sure because we got two of them and we don't know what's which. As you can see, this line goes all the way down to the chin here. So this patient shifted their jaw, or they moved while the scan was being taken. I'm going to show you another angle that kind of helps you understand how to watch out for this. So we have here a scan of the mandible. Now you can see the arch going along here, and then there's a misalignment with the other side. So right to left, the patient shifted, and we get this double take image. Now which one's correct, we don't know. If we create a surgical guide and it goes wrong, then that's a bad thing. So we want to make sure that we check that to make sure the patient didn't move while the image was being taken. So to finish things up here, just real quick, I'll show you one more good example of a great CBCT. Patient is out of occlusion. We're able to see the cusps of the teeth. There's not a lot of scatter. So all of those things are necessary. It's not hard to do, but it's just make sure that we do it properly so that we're able to get an alignment with the STL file and that we're able to perform a safe and effective surgery.